Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
That's kind of the weird place that I find myself in, is like I'm kind of politically homeless. I don't recognize myself as a Republican. I have a lot of socially liberal policies, but I'm very fiscally conservative, and I've always been like, I want to see the government limited, but I think a lot of the issues that people want to shove into government when it comes to social issues should be left up to the people. Like, eventually things change, right? Society changes along with the times. It always has. And so when you force government to step in, it always ruins it, right? And that's, once government gets its hands in something, it always fucks it up. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I mean, look, like, I would love to see universal health care. I would, but I know they'll fuck it up because they can't even get the VA right. Like, if you can't even protect your veterans from it, then what makes you think they could do it for 300 million people? I don't fucking think so.
I mean, look at this when we were in the military, right?
Yeah.
When you're at like company level and below, everything's running smooth. It only gets fucked up when who puts their hands in. Battalion and brigade. The minute they put their
once
hands
everybody gets in there,
it goes to shit.
Yeah, everybody fuck
just fine at the lower levels, the company below.
Yeah.
But battalion and brigade want to have their say so. It all goes to crap. The same way our country works, you know.
Once it gets up to big government, it always gets fucked up.
Well, they just need to keep their shit. They keep their other states' names out their mouth.
Yeah, this is my idea. Like, if I was gonna try to run a campaign for universal health care, this is what I would do, right? Is I would say that you have to start it out as a state program, not a federal program, a state program. And there's a reason why you would do it that way, is because each state has a better understanding of what their citizens need, whereas the federal government cannot maintain that level of support. Now, they can get federal funds for those programs, but I think the state, just like Medicare and Medicaid that they already do now, has to be the ones to run the healthcare system in each state, because they all have different needs and all have different wants. And that's the way you would have to do it on a federal level, is that you would say, okay, here is the federal funds for healthcare. States, bring us your programs to expand Medicaid to every citizen so that we can appropriately allocate funds to those that need it the most, right? And then each state can do their own tax incentive programs in order to get people to pay into the system if they want to. And that's the way it has to be. It has to be optional, not something that's mandatory. It has to be optional. Yes. And that is the only way you're going to get universal health care done properly, is it has to be state run and federally funded to a minimum amount, because it should come from the states. People that are benefiting from the system should be the ones paying into it. That's my opinion.
Government system needs to be ran at the state level.
Yeah. Because that's the way it was supposed to work. That's the way our republic is supposed to work. It's supposed to be run at a state level. Like, this whole top-down bureaucracy from the federal government is what's ruining everything. Like, states should be running their own shit to the point that they can take care of things, unless it comes down to the border, like we're dealing with right now. Is the federal government should be responsible for the border, but they're not. Joe Biden is just now, this weekend, coming down to the border, and the first time in his 40-plus years of fucking service, I say that liberally there, he's finally coming down to the border to address the issue. And what do you think he's going to see?
Which Joe Biden is it, though?
I don't know. Maybe I think it's going to be the fake one. You know, the guy that they get in the Oval Office, so he looks real good. Not the one that they put in that fake Oval Office. Not that guy.
That guy.
Not that guy.
Here's what I have to say about these state representatives.
Yeah.
Why is AOC talking about what goes on in Texas?
Yep.
You know what I mean, she shouldn't give two shits about what's going on in Texas, because she should care about her district in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Fix that. Don't worry about the border in Texas. That's not your responsibility.
That's not your fucking problem.
That's not your problem. You don't live in that state. Why do you care? That's between the governor, the senators, and the federal government. They decide what funding goes down there.
Right.
You have no say so. Go sit down in a corner somewhere and bounce on your little ball and color your coloring book.
No, what she needs, you remember those, I don't know if you saw those old felt coloring books you got at gas stations back in the day? Like one of those. That's what she needs. One of those felt coloring book, like coloring pages, posters, things.
Get her a little bar kit. Tell her to make me a freaking old fashioned.
Yeah, just go crochet in the corner. Yeah, fucking do that. I know that sounds super sexist, and I'm sorry. I crocheted. I like crocheting. It's fun.
I appreciate it.
But here's the point. It's like you said, it's like the whole reason the United States is the way it is because the states are supposed to run things, and that's kind of one of the issues that we're running into is that there's too many hands on the cookie jar, right? Stay out of the state. AOC, don't care what's going on in Texas, is not your fucking job. You should be advocating for your citizens in New York and what they want, and that's the problem.
According to your Facebook page, we aren't friends.